Hey guys, what's going on? So today I'm going to do something different than what I usually do. I'm going to do a top 10 PS2 games, rather than something about music. So, just some background information. I grew up with two consoles, actually technically three, but really two because PS2, the Wii, and the GameCube, but technically the Wii and GameCube are kind of two in one because I would play GameCube games on my Wii. But yeah, those are actually the only two consoles I still have because I have never gotten. I wanted a PS3 for a pretty long time, or maybe even a PS4, but that's a lot more expensive. And I don't know, past years I've just been spending so much more money on stuff that I care a little bit more about. Not that I don't like video games because I love video games, but I've just been buying more like records and posters for my room, CDs, like. Guitars, yeah. So, yeah, but, I don't know, it's not that I really care. I mean, I still love, there's still so many PS2 games that I really want to get. That's, my main console I play on, because I've been playing a lot of survival horror lately, and there's some of that on this list. So, let's get started. So, some of these are video games that I still play today, and some of these are mostly games from my childhood. But, I'll tell you with each one. So, the first game we have on this list, number 10, is the first Guitar Hero. Now, for a while my Wii was broken, and I originally had, a crap load of Guitar Heroes for that, but then it broke, and then, since the Wii broke, I couldn't play Guitar Hero games anymore, and I got this because I read that you could play it without the controller, because I had the guitar controller for the PS2, but I have the Wii one, and this one, it was pretty fun. I mean, this is kind of a filler spot on the list, because I couldn't find any games better for number 10. Because the other games on this list are so much better than this. But not that this is a bad game. It'd just be a lot more fun if I actually had the right controller for it. So it was a little difficult to use with just the DualShock controller, and it was kind of funny to do. But, I don't know, the songs on here are good, even if they are covers. It wasn't a bad game. It's not my favorite Guitar Hero, but that has to be Warriors of Rock, but yeah. So, number 9 is a platformer that I grew up with. This is the first Sly Cooper game. So this actually has different box art from where you would normally see this. I don't know why, but yeah, and I don't know. I like this one better than 2 and 3. Not that I don't like 2 and 3, because I have those. Those are some great platformers as well, but those have more stealth in them, and this one was more of a stealth-flavored platformer. So, you wouldn't use stealth like Metal Gear Solid or something in this game. You wouldn't hide and stuff. I'm not sure if you would or not, but you didn't do as much as in this game. Well, this game is more of a platformer that was stealth-themed. So, for example, you'd be, jumping over, tripwires and lasers and stuff, but you didn't have to, hide from anybody, or follow anyone like you did in 2 and 3. Platforming in this game is great, and it's pretty fun. I had a lot of fun playing this game when I was, 8 years old. Number 9, we have a first-person shooter. This is Medal of Honor Frontline. This is probably the only Medal of Honor game for PS2 probably the only Medal of Honor game other than the first game that I don't really like. So I have Rising Sun, and I have Vanguard, and I've played European Assault. And those ones just aren't as polished as this one, because Rising Sun wasn't very good because the controls were really bad, and the levels were too long, and the weapons were kind of crap. It was just a really lazily designed game. And it didn't control as smooth as this one, and the graphics weren't as good. It looked like an N64 or PS1 game. And Vanguard was it was fun, but it was too short, and it wasn't very as polished as this one. So this is pretty much the perfect World War II game, because it's first-person shooter, Germany, and the weapons are great, the controls are good, the graphics aren't bad for a PS2 game. It's a little repetitive, but it's pretty fun. So, yeah, that's number 9, and I really like this game. Yeah. I don't know, I've been playing this game since I was 12. Yeah, good game. Another first-person shooter, but at number... Sorry, I got lost. At number 7, we have another first-person shooter. This is 007 Nightfire. So, when I was 10, I was a huge James Bond fan, but mostly because of his video games. And this one is just fantastic. It's not GoldenEye, obviously, but this is probably the second best Bond game because the controls are great, like with the Medal of Honor game, except this game, there's so much more variation between levels. Like, you have a sniping level, sort of a stealth level, vehicle levels, just a well-rounded game, and the multiplayer is a blast because the maps are really good. And yeah, it's just a fun game, and I really like the weapons too. And even if it is an old game and it's not very well known, I still really like it. So, at number 6, we have my first fighting game and my first gory and rated game, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. So this is actually, like, used to be my dad's game, and I think when I was like 9 or 10, he let me play it, and yeah, I liked it mostly because of the gore. But yeah, this is probably my favorite Mortal Kombat game. I also have Mortal Kombat Armageddon, but I just like this one better because I have better memories of playing this one, even if I have the premium edition of Armageddon. But this one is just, it feels more polished as well. Like, I'm saying that with a lot of these games, but this game just is more polished than Armageddon, because Armageddon is just more, it has a lot of content, but that game's more quantity over quality, you know, because there's a lot of characters, but they don't have 3 fighting styles, and they have 2. With this game, there's not as many characters, not as much content, but the characters control better, they have better attacks, they all have their own individual fatalities if they only have 1 fatality each, and it's pretty fun. It's pretty gory. I really like the fatalities in this game, they're really good, and yeah, it was awesome, and yeah, it made me feel uncomfortable when I first played it, and I kind of liked it, so yeah, so Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Number 5, we have a game that I actually got a few weeks ago, but I loved it so much already. This is Silent Hill 2. So, I've been getting into, in the past month, I've really gotten into the Silent Hill series, because, like, my favorite subgenre of video games, subgenre of action right now is survival horror. It's probably my favorite genre of video games, probably ever, because I'm a fan of horror, and I like the darker stuff, and this is a good game, because it's just so, like, it's so twisted, you know. It's rated M, obviously, but it's so much darker than you could expect a game to get, and it's so much more arty, and, like, it just says there's blood and gore and violence, but there's a lot more than that. There's so much, like, dark, twisted stuff in this game, and it's amazing, and I haven't beat the game yet. I'm still at the first apartment, and I love this game already, because it's just so amazing, you know, and I just really like it, and yeah, I really like the story as well, even though I already know how it ends, because from YouTube research and stuff. So I pretty much knew everything about this game before I even got it. And yeah, I've been obsessed with this game recently, and yeah, it's awesome. So yeah. Number 4, we have the first video game that I ever played. This is Maximo. So it actually doesn't come with a purple box, because I bought it again off of GameStop. Because I've bought it twice. I actually haven't bought it twice, but I've had 2 copies of this game over the course of my life. Because the first copy I had, I actually have up there on top of the Misfits poster. You probably can't see it, but like I have the disc up there on a nail. But I bought it again because that disc stopped working because it was so scratched up. Because when I was a kid, I wouldn't take care of my games because I was a little kid. This is a fantastic game, too, for a first game to play. It's really difficult, but since I grew up on it, I managed to beat this 3 or 4 times. It's a great game. It's not as polished as Maximo 2, Army of Zine, but I like this one better just because it's a little bit more original. Well, that one's more of like a beat-em-up style hack and slash. This one's a hack and slash platformer. And I like the platforming in this game is great. The difficulty is, like, so high, it's not even funny. You'll make, if you make the tiniest mistake, you'll just screw up so bad. Like if you thought Ghosts and Goblins, imagine it like Ghosts and Goblins, except as a 3D platformer hack and slash. Yeah, so because this is a Ghosts and Goblins spinoff, but I think I like it better. And it has a purple box that I ordered off of GameStop, and it didn't have the actual paper thing inside, so I took that out and replaced it with one from the original box. And it came in a purple box for no reason, but it looks really cool with a purple box. And yeah, I really like this game, and I actually still play it sometimes to this day. Number 3, we have a really good game that I've beaten like a handful of times. This is Jak 2. This is my favorite Jak and Daxter game because Jak 1, it didn't have as great of a dark story, but with still humor. Jak 3, it was too short, even if it was a great game, and it felt kind of rushed, you know? It felt more like an expansion pack to Jak 2. But Jak 2 was just perfect. The story was amazing. Sandboxing in this game was really fun, and platforming was great. The weapons were great, and the humor was really funny too. Even now, like because Jack is such a dark, angry character in this game, and Daxter's all like funny and goofy. And, yeah, it's a great game. Yeah, I don't have much to say about this. I like this game. I really like the story because it's darker and greater, even if it's a cartoony looking game. But it's kind of like they have a lot of relatable characters in this game. But yeah. Okay, number 2, we have one of my favorite games, probably of all time. But nothing compared to number 1. But this is Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal. So I love the Ratchet and Clank series. I have all the Ratchet and Clank games for the PS2. Even Size Matters. That one was crap because it was made by High Impact Games, who ruins every 3D platformer on the PS2. But this game was fantastic because the weapons were great. The length of the game was perfect. The difficulty it was a little bit too easy, but that wasn't too much of a problem because it made it more fun in a way because nothing got in your way when you're just blowing everything up. Platforming is okay, but platforming is platforming. But the weapons were just freaking amazing, and they weren't overly priced like they were in Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. See, I liked that one, but I can never get past it because the weapons were priced way too high, so you couldn't keep up with it. But with this one, it's just so good, and the multiplayer is fun too. I have a lot of good memories playing that with my sister. So yeah. So number 1, my favorite PS2 game of all time, and also one of my favorite video games, if not my favorite video game of all time, we have Resident Evil 4. This was the first horror game I ever played, even though it's not scary, especially compared to Silent Hill 2. But I just love this game so much because it's not that I like it because it's scary, because it's not very scary at all, like I just said. But the gameplay is just perfect. It's not scary, but it makes you feel stressed out when you're surrounded by enemies and you feel isolated, and it's such a good game. Like when I just hear when I play the village part, when I just hear the chainsaw guy, like I hear his chainsaw grinding him, I'm just like, oh crap, and my adrenaline kickstarts and I start running. The weapons are great, and I love Leon's probably my favorite Resident Evil character. I love the story's good too. Even though a lot of people don't like cult stories in video games, the cult in this game is pretty freaky. And the violence is perfect because it's pretty realistic with the gore. Though, since it is a PS2 game, when you slash the enemies with your knife, there's no cut, but there's blood. And that's kind of weird. But yeah, the graphics are pretty great for a PS2 game as well. And I freaking love this game. Like I can never get sick of this game because it's so good. The length of the game it's long, but it doesn't just drag on over and over. The gameplay is repetitive, but it doesn't get old. Because you gotta run to a safe spot where all the enemies will come at you and line up, and then you gotta kill all the enemies, continue, maybe solve a puzzle or two, more enemies, and kill them, and then some of the enemies have puzzles you have to solve in order to kill them. And it's just so great. So, yeah, my favorite PS2 game of all time is Resident Evil 4. So, yeah, those were my top 10 PS2 games of all time, and I love the PS2. Even if it is an older console, and it's like 2 generations behind with PlayStation, but I don't really give a shit because I like PlayStation 2 a lot. So yeah, so thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.